What's up, Venom Army? Today we're talking about prefab, ins and outs, who's its and what's a bobs, anything you really particularly would want to know. Let's make it daytime and prefab. Ta-da! So basically what we would do is we go down to here, go over to this button, come over to like say 10 o'clock a.m. click save. Pretty easy. It's pretty easy. So I mean, I should disclaimer right now, I am using Steam VR, so that makes it where if I bring up the actual Steam thing in front of my face, like the desktop thing, then it makes the game blurry. So for all intents and purposes, to make it where the quality of the video looks nice, we're using OVR Toolkit, which I have the screen right here. You can't see it, but I can. So makes it a little bit easier to show you this. So say that you wanted to edit anything on the server. You would go to this guy right here where it has all of these. So you can have drop all on death. You can change the clock. You can change this respawn stuff. This is all server aspect things. So basically, if you are working with your server, you want to use all this, like experience multiplayer, time speed multiplayer. I recommend making that like 1 because default is way easier. Let's see. We have PvP stuff. We have global damage, hunger deals damage, hunger tick rate, storage withdrawal. Storage withdrawal is the say, you know, when you like go into your public storage area at say blacksmith, and then you have all the ores and the ingots that you can put in the boxes, that governs how much you can take out. So that's kind of how that works. Let's see what next. All right, so here you press this little doohickey right here where it has a little gear with the player. This brings up your stuff. Now you can set your own player home by current location or someone else's current location. So say that like they want to make someone else's home where I'm at, I would go into their player settings and go to my current location instead of player's current location. Now, if you're doing it for yourself, these both mean the same thing. Now you can do exact, so I can make it where if I die, spawn like way up in the sky, and then I'd fall. Like every time I respawn. So I mean, you could do that if you wanted to, or you could do the respawn point reset. Yeah, so that's set player home. Player destinations involves player home, which whatever your home is at. The default would be spawn. Then there's respawn point, which is also spawn. Then there's new player spawn, which is when you first go into a server, you spawn in that little area, and then you walk over across the bridge and stuff like that. It's over there. Customization house, that is the house in the customization area in the town. And then there is the mine entrance, the testing area, which we are at the moment. It is kind of on the outskirts of the forest. So and then we got the forest entrance and the climbing tower entrance. Those are your default select destinations. And then you'll have players here. You can scroll. Usually I'm the only one on the server. I'm on my own server right now to show you all the stuff. So then if say that I wanted to teleport to someone, I'd click their name, right? So I mean, I'm clicking my own name, but say it was someone else's, I would just do teleport to player. Then I would be teleported to them. Now, if I wanted to teleport them to me, right, then I would do teleport players to me. And you can select multiple players for that, and then have like a group of people teleport to you. Okay, so say that I wanted to edit my stats, right? So if you go over here to this one, you can change your health, your max health, your experience boost, your hunger, all that jazz. So say that I wanted to bring my hunger up because I'm on half a bar here, so you can see I'm on half right now. So basically what I would want to do is click on that. I could just bring it up like this if I wanted to, or I can type it in. That's it. 2 is max. 31 is your max health that you can get, and that goes by the 4 bars. So every 4 ticks is a bar, and this goes by each bar. So 31 times 4, that's how much health you have, which is 128. Let's see, we have fullness, and we have poison, and we have movement speed. So if you want to bring up your movement speed all the way, it would be 15. Damage, I believe, would also be 15. And then resistance, I'm forgetting that one. I think it's 10. I'm not too sure. And then you got cripple, which is, when you get hit and then you start moving slowly. And then there's nightmare, which is phantoms and all that jazz. Now, if I wanted to give a player or myself a present, right, I could just go over to this button, click that, and then I can search in the prefab. Right, in prefab, things are not what they are called in game. For example, a buckle is called hard metal malt. A buckle is called hard metal malt. Words, YouTube. Words are hard. They're called small metal hard bits. It's weird. I don't know. Okay, so I will leave in the description a link to everything that is involved with the commands and all that jazz. So if you want to look at those, you can look at those ones. So I won't cover really all the commands and stuff like that. I'm just going to cover everything else. And then if you want to look at commands, you can look at that. Okay, so if you want to spawn things in, so for me, if I was spawning things in for myself, right, I would just come over to here. But if I was saying that, like, I wasn't even online and I had prefab open, I could go over to that tab we were just on, to here, and say it was on someone else's name, and I can just like spawn in whatever I wanted on them. And you can spawn whatever kind of thing. So say that I wanted to change a leather to be like mithril leather or something like that, right? Or say that they needed a weapon, so I gave them a mithril greatsword or silver greatsword or whatever. You can change that right here. And not all materials that you think would work. There's like really all the woods, all the metals, all the alloys, all of some of the special ones. I'll leave in the comment section, I'll pin it in the very first comment. I'll pin the list of everything you can use. Okay, so say I wanted to, here, I gotta bring up my, say that I wanted to bring up, I don't know what to make. Hold on, give me a second. Let me think. I have an idea. So, we are back at the testing area, and I'm gonna make a campsite. Everything that you're gonna need for a campsite. Let me just change the time again. It's beautiful sunset though. Look at that sunset. Oh, there's a mountain glitching in the way, but it's still pretty. But you can't see me. I need to fix that. There we go. So it will cycle through the entire thing and just speed up the process. Let me check where I am in my room first. Okie dokie. So, say that I wanted a campfire, right? So I would go over here and I would type in camp. There's campfire. So, when that brings it up, you can't see it's behind the camera, but I will bring it over here so you can't see it. Whoop. Okay, so basically you would use all of these. How this works, right? If you spawn in something, it might, down might not be down. Down could be left or right or even up or diagonal. Like it's a little finicky. You just need to more you use it, the easier it is to understand when they flip and flop and which direction you'd be going. You know what I mean? So then you have rotate right here like this. Here, actually, what I'll do is I'll bring it like right here. Then I'll move over a little bit. Okay, so what you have is you have rotate right here. So that rotates it this way. This rotates it that way. You got pitch up, which pitches it like that. Pitch down, right? Then you got spin, which should be that. And this isn't the same for everything. Some of them, pitching them actually does this. And sometimes it's not that way. So you just prefab is a little complicated when it comes to that. You just gotta use it to get used to what things do what, and you just gotta play with it. The best thing that I can say to do with prefab, and that you want to get into making your own server and all that kind of stuff, is play with it. Just go ham. You know what I mean? Just start messing with things. Just spawn in whatever you want. If it breaks the server, and then it breaks the server, because that is a thing. There are some things that can mess with the server and break it. So you just kind of like, if that's the case, then it is the case. So I just say that you'd want like a testing server, or mess with something so you can mess with stuff. If you don't have a testing server, then just mess with it on your server before you do anything really crucial. And if you do stuff crucial, make sure you save them as prefabs. I will talk about that later, saving stuff as prefabs. So first, let's make our scene here. Let me do that so you can see what we're doing. All right, so I want that to go there. And it's not big enough for me. I want a bigger one. So what we'll do is we'll come over here where it says scale, right? Let me move this guy over here. Boop. Hello. So if I want it bigger, right, we'll just do that again. And we'll just make it, let's say, 3 times this time. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so now that we have that, right, what else do we need for like a camp with everything? We need all of the decks and stuff like that. Now, some decks will break the server, so you kind of don't want the chisel deck. The chisel deck will definitely break the server. So it will make it where you can't chisel anything or do anything like that. So there are some stuff like that that you want to be careful of. Let's put in, let's say, a bookshelf. Let me grab my keyboard again. So we'll do a bookshelf, and I gotta make sure to bring this back down. So there's our bookshelf to put all of our stuff that we want to mess with. So we'll put that right there. That's fine. Actually, I don't like how. Let's bring it up a little bit, and then you can do fine tuning too if you bring up the distance and down the distance. Right. So now it's going down a little bit further. And if I want to say, oh, you can't see it. Hold on. Whoop, there we go. Cover me. It's fine. So say that I wanted to take that same thing that I just made and make another one. Easy peasy. You just take this little like copy thing right here and click that, and then now you have two, and it will automatically highlight that one. So for example, I'm trying to figure out where everything goes and which ways things are going. So say you just bring it like that. Here, I'm gonna go over there and check it out. Okay, so now you can see what I see. So basically, see how it jumps back and forth? I need to grab that guy so then it doesn't do that. And then just play with it a little bit, get that right amount of, see, I don't want that gap. So, ta-da! Now we got two bookshelves. So right here we want to put, say, like one of the decks, right? So I'll just look up deck, and I want the crafting deck. That will spawn like that. So you want to just, by 90 degrees, pitch up, and then it's fixed. So then you just bring it down, rotate it. Oh, see, my point exactly. So sometimes the rotation does not work like how you want it to. So it would be the spin. That's really what you would want. So now I can put a weapon there, chisel it off, and then it will pop into the bookshelf. So that's pretty simple, you know. And then say we want an assembly deck, for example, to maybe hold a backpack or something. So that one for the spin is not the correct one. You would want to do the rotation. So like I said, it's basically you just take a little bit of a little playtime, you know, playtime with it. Just keep playing with it. See what works, what doesn't work, all that jazz. Let's see, what else? Say that I wanted to put a little lockbox right here. There we go. say I wanted to put a lockbox right there, right? I wanted it on like a little pillar. There you go. Runes pillar crystal. That's too big. So I need to bring that down. Say I wanted it at 0.5. I mean, that's okay. So basically, how it is already right now is that's what it looks like, right? That wouldn't work. So we would need to go to rotation 90, pitch it up, and you can bring it down. Like so. And then say we want it like right there, right? Now what we need is a lockbox. So we get a lockbox. Bring that back up to 1. Bring this in. So that one is a little bit rotated. So we need to make it where it's not so rotated. Like so. Now that could be like that. And now it looks like that. So if I wanted to, like, you know, got a working lockbox. So in order to, say, spawn in a prefab or make something a prefab, this is what you would do. You would go over to save and load, save prefabs, scan prefabs. I would say you want here, hold on, let me change the time again. Okay, so you would want to go to save and load, and then you'd go to save prefabs in order to save the prefab. So say I wanted to save all the stuff that I've already done as a prefab, I would go over to it and then do, like, if it's something like a weapon, you want to go over to it, stand on top of it, and do like scan diameter of 2, right? So that it's only like a little bit around you, not a huge gap, or else you're gonna be getting like a really big radius of stuff. So say if I scan it at 30, it will scan everything around here. And since we're at the because we are at the testing area, nothing else is around here besides this stuff, so it makes it a lot easier to show you this stuff. So basically, see how it has everything here that is, so say I don't want this campfire, right? I would say no to the campfire. And so we got the runic, pillar, lockbox, to crafting deck, bookshelf, assembly deck. So basically I would just do save, and it will come up of like Windows file stuff, right? And then you just name it, save it where you want. I recommend making a folder for prefabs. When I have it, I have a folder for prefabs, and I have buildings, and I have weapons and items. So if you want to be organized, you can. If you don't, you know, just make sure you name them properly so you know what you're doing. But basically, if I wanted to load a prefab, I don't have a key on me, do I? No, I don't. So a key, or for example, a key, right? So you can spawn these in whenever you do this. So you take a key and you throw it on the floor, for example, right? And so you go to load prefabs. Say that I wanted to spawn in, some sort of like weapon or handle or something, right? So I just press spawn item, and there it is. So this is a stitched weapon, and in order to get a stitched weapon, you're gonna have to code it or get it from someone else. So I always recommend taking your key and putting it right there. But the camera's a little wonky. Alright, so basically, right, we have our handle. It has way too many phantom cards than it should, but whatever. So you have your handle, right? Now, what if I want to put a weapon on it, right? So let's go to here, and you'll notice that it does come up right there. You can delete it if you wanted to, but I mean, I'm not gonna delete it. Sometimes, like say if you have a backpack full of items, then you would, if you had a backpack full of items, you would take the thing out that you want and then delete it, and then it will delete the backpack, but the thing that you took out won't get deleted because deleting the actual backpack. So if you say you put, like if I have like a bunch of these weapons, right, and I have different types of weapons on it, and I put them all in a backpack, and then I save the backpack as the prefab, then it will spawn in the backpack full of the stuff. I could just take whatever one I want out and then delete the backpack. So, alright, so let's see, let's do like a long sword or something, right? And we'll do large longsword, and say we want it in like Valiant or something, right? So this is where I was saying that the materials they're not the same as they are in game. It's not called Valiant. It is called Evanon Steel Alloy. Okay, hold on, my controller's messing up. Alright, so and then if you're making a weapon, you want to make sure you put space forged, so then it's not unforged, so you could just plop it on the weapon. Like so. Then I just press spawn, and it's spawned in. Then I just can put it on the weapon, and now I have a crazy weapon that I probably not going to use in the server. So it's whatever. But yeah. So I mean, that's basically prefab in a nutshell. I'd recommend just playing with it. You can probably find some friends have made prefabs, or I mean, if you join my Discord, I can put some of the prefabs and stuff in the Discord, so then you can like grab that stuff. And it is the Venom Army Discord, not the Dungeon Tale Discord. Dungeon Tale Discord is for the server that I normally play on. But yeah. So let's see. I'm trying to think, did I get everything? Oh yeah. I almost forgot one thing. Okay, here, check this out. So, over here, if say that I wanted to say something in game, right? You know how like stuff pops up on your screen or something, you know, like say like you got disconnected from server. This is lost connection to server. You can actually put text up like that lasts for like 5 seconds. So say I do, hi YouTube. So say that we go, hi YouTube. Or if I wanted to send a message to someone else, right? Say that there was other people online, I can just click on their name and I can go in here and then send it to that singular person. Or if I wanted to go over to where all the players are that are online, is I'd go over here. A list would pop up saying who is online, and you can choose for people there, edit their stats and all that kind of stuff. So say if someone else came online, it would show this type of stuff, right? And their teleportation thing, and I can teleport to them, or I can teleport them to home, or I can set their home, or all that kind of jazz. I can change their speed or hunger or health and stuff like that. Now there is a glitch, apparently, where only health gets saved. Everything else doesn't get saved. So say that this movement speed, right, is 4 for me, like this, so you can see me. Hello. So say if I die, right, then that number right there would go down to 1, the default. So The only thing that does save right now is the health. Anything else does not save whatsoever. So if you want to have buffs for, like, say you have, like, for example, Dungeon Tale has classes and stuff like that on the server. So we give people like class requirements to join the class, and you can choose which class you want to go to by talking to each like the headmasters and stuff like that, and those people would tell you what you would get out of it. Like, for example, some give you like extra damage and extra speed, or some just give you like greatly amounts of speed or resistance or all that kind of stuff, but those are only for events at the moment. We would like to give them out and keep them on people, but I mean, anytime someone uses the cosmetic station, or they log out, or they die, we would have to reset it. So we only do it for events at the moment, but once devs fix that, we can do it for everyone all the time. So they will always have those stats, which will be really helpful and really cool for stuff like that. Say you want to reset your server, right? You'd go over here, and I already did something, it didn't work, but basically you'd go in here and say quit, and then it would just reset the server. You can do other stuff. This is the console for the commands and stuff like that to use. So you could use that for stuff. I will put a link for all the console commands and stuff like that in the description. That's about it. There's the trash can button, which is to delete something. Oh, here, I almost forgot. Log subscriptions. So say that I wanted to look at someone's dying, or any of these things, right? You would click on the thing, and then, so say info log, right? If you are on prefab, you could do that, and now after you click that, you can see the log happening in real time. So say if someone dies on the server, here, I'll show you Dungeon Tale. Let's watch that. They undid it. So here, for example, that person died of fall damage, right? So I mean, as a, hold on. Oh, I'm not on. I almost changed the time for a different server. Alright, I mean, that's basically prefab in a nutshell. That's the end of the video. If you made it to the end of the video, I love you. Make sure to like and subscribe, and have a good one. Thank you to all my subscribers that have subscribed. Once we get to 200, I think what I'm going to do, every 100 subscribers I get, I'll do like every either 100 subscribers, we'll do like a live stream on Dungeon Tale, and then every 200 subscribers, we'll do maybe like a hangout in VR chat. Let me know what you think in the comments. Anyways, have a good one. Bye!